they were ostracized, they were marginalized, they were children nobody talked about, mentally retarded children in Ghana.
Meet Helen Francois. When she was born in 1956, there were no special education schools in Ghana, but Helen would soon be in need of such a school. After a series of medical mistakes, she developed severe mental and physical disabilities from which she would never recover. She has difficulty speaking, walking, and seeing properly, and she has seizures, which further affect her cognitive abilities. Most parents, especially in Ghana, would have been at a loss for what to do. But Helen's mother is no ordinary woman. Salome refused to let her child be shunned. She took Helen's misfortune and turned it into a blessing, not only for her, but for others as well. My name is George Francois. Helen is my sister and Salome is my mother. Together, against great odds, they have made an oasis for the disabled in Accra, Ghana's capital. And this is their story.
She was, always crying. She wanted to go to school. And if she didn't cry, I wouldn't have stopped work to try and set up this thing. It was not planned. It just came. So I think it's God's school. He built it.
When I come to school, I come to learn.
One state school existed, but when Helen was sent there, she was beaten.
We Ghanaians have some mentality about special children. So it is very difficult for some parents to accept their children as they have.
They do a simple arithmetic. When my normal child grows up, he's going to look after me. A handicapped child, I'm going to have to look after him all my life. So I'd rather spend my money on the one that is normal.
They were put in psychiatric institutions. That's where they belong. And it was a very deplorable condition. You saw mentally retarded children being even sexually abused by the mentally ill grown-ups. And the things that they did to them was very bad.
Even though she didn't have a special education background, my mother knew that there had to be a better way. And so she opened her own school for children with disabilities called New Horizon.
'78, we moved in here with, I think, 15 children. And Helen was happy. She had a place to go, and she was happy to be with other children. She's now 51. She doesn't want to miss school. School forever.
They tend to be left at home doing nothing. And sometimes relations think they have to do things for them all the time. And so when they get the opportunity to be here, then they have an outlet. They have a chance to learn. I
think everyone must be given opportunity to learn. One of the best schools in town is New Horizon, and that makes me to bring her here. It's looking at the facilities around, and this place looks better. Believing that the teachings also will be better than the other assets. You can see that Annette is happy.
Number one, this school is a parent-sponsored school, and it is run by a mother, a parent. So you can see the difference. The care that we give here, the sort of educational programs and then policies that we have here, does not pertain in the other special schools. With the New Horizon Special School, everybody knows that it is far better than. And sometimes when people come to this school, if they want to enroll their children here, we tell them our policies, what we have here, we pay fees and the others. And if they can't afford, we do direct them to the government schools because those places are free. But sometimes when they go there and they see the conditions, then they come back.
She was a Down syndrome. So when we were transferred here in 2005, I wanted a special school for her, and somebody recommended this place. The fact is she likes the school, so she always, even today, we said she wouldn't come to school, but she said she would come. And she likes singing and then dancing a lot. But the fact that she likes the school, you know, it's helping her.
I like passing. I like dancing.
He's happy when he comes here. Anytime we get to the park and he hears them playing the drums, he quickly gets out of the car and then runs, takes his bag and then runs inside. So I think he's happy here.
New Horizon now has over 100 students that are getting a quality education, and it is a registered non-profit organization that gets its funding from private donors and organizations.
Hey, that's good. I like that.
But there were many stigmas and prejudices that my mother had to overcome to convince parents to send their children there. Disabled children are often shut away in Ghana because the sense is that they are bringing shame upon their family. Another problem was that once they were at the school, who would teach them? At first, the parents did the teaching, but in many families, both parents were working, and that limited their child's ability to learn. Mrs. Francois wanted to take in as many students as possible, though, so she began to look for teachers.
The teachers that we had, maybe they'll come for 1 week or 1 month, and then they don't come again. When you go to find out, they say, oh, people told me that if you teach these children, you also have children like that.
I shunned them, if I may say, yes. But when I came here, I realized they're also part of the society, so I should help them too. They are lovely children, and they need care, love and care.
When I started working, people say, hey, is that where you are working? If you want to give birth, you give birth to such a child. But then I was very young. I just finished school and came here. Now I'm married with 3 children. Each of them is unique. So that saying is not true.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
And sometimes when we see them, it's a pleasure. Like looking at them, the time they started and how they are now, how they can meet freely, how they socialize, and they have become so used to us that whenever there is a break, they feel it. You know, some people belong to families that they are not giving that attention. They are always looked down upon, that, oh, you are a bother, something. But we give them the chance, so they interact with us most of the time.
Very good. I clap for myself.